I need you to hear this, and I need you to really listen, not just with your ears, but with that part of you that's been quietly holding everything together. Because this message is for a very specific place, a place most people don't talk about. Not the beginning, not the breaking point, but the middle, the part where you didn't quit, but you don't feel strong either. The part where you kept going, but something inside you got quieter. And now you're here, still standing, still breathing, still showing up, but different, less emotional, less reactive, less certain. And you don't know if that's growth or if something inside you is fading because you don't feel the same anymore. And that scares you because when you were struggling, at least you felt something. You felt urgency. You felt intensity. You felt the need to fight. But now, it's just quiet, and your mind starts asking questions. Why do I feel like this? Why does everything feel so still? Why do I feel disconnected? And slowly, another thought starts to form, a dangerous one. What if I just stop? What if I let go? What if I walk away from all of this? Not because you don't care anymore, but because you're tired of not seeing anything happen, tired of waiting, tired of hoping, tired of trying to believe when nothing around you confirms it. But listen carefully. What you are feeling right now is not failure. It's not disconnection. It's not the end of your faith. It's a transition, a space between versions of you, the version that fought hard to get here, and the version that is still being formed. And that space is uncomfortable because it doesn't give you clarity. It doesn't give you signs. It doesn't give you fast results. It just asks you to stay. And staying without answers feels unnatural because everything in you wants resolution. Everything in you wants movement. Everything in you wants proof. But God doesn't always work with proof. Sometimes He works with process, and process feels slow. Process feels invisible. Process feels like nothing. But just because it feels like nothing doesn't mean nothing is happening. Right now, there are things shifting inside you that you cannot measure yet. Strength being built without applause. Patience being formed without recognition. Faith being deepened without emotion. And that kind of growth is different because it doesn't rely on what you feel. It relies on what you choose. And right now, you are being invited to choose. Not to feel, not to understand, but to stay. Stay when it's quiet. Stay when it's confusing. Stay when nothing makes sense. Because most people don't leave when things fall apart. They leave when things go silent. Because silence feels like absence. But what if silence is actually where God does His deepest work? What if this moment, this exact space you're in, is not empty, but full of things you just can't see yet? Because before God changes your life, He changes you. Before He moves things around you, He stabilizes what's within you. Before He opens new doors, He prepares you to walk through them. And preparation is not loud. It's not dramatic. It's not obvious. It's quiet, subtle, intentional. And yes, sometimes it feels like nothing. But nothing is not nothing. It's unseen work. So if you feel like walking away, pause. If you feel like giving up, pause. If you feel like disconnecting, pause. Because this moment is more important than you think. This is where depth is created. This is where resilience is formed. This is where real faith begins. Not the emotional kind, not the inspired kind, but the grounded kind. The kind that says, I don't feel anything, but I'm still here. I don't understand, but I'm not leaving. I don't see results, but I trust the process. That kind of faith changes everything because it's not dependent on circumstances. It's not controlled by emotions. It's not shaken by silence. And that's what you're building right now, even if you don't realize it yet. So don't leave. Not now. Not in this quiet moment. Not when something deep is being formed inside you. You've come too far. You've grown too much. You've endured too much to give up here. Stay. Stay when it's uncomfortable. Stay when it's unclear. Stay when it feels like nothing is happening. Because something is happening. Even now. Even in the silence. Even in the stillness. Even when you can't feel it. And one day, you will understand. One day, you will look back at this exact season and realize this is where everything shifted. Not when I saw it, not when I felt it, but when I stayed. So let this be your prayer. God, I don't understand this season, but I trust that you are in it. Even when it's quiet, I will stay. Even when it's confusing, I will stay. Even when nothing makes sense, I will stay. Because I believe this is not the end and you are not finished. Stay. If this spoke to you, comment, I will stay, and subscribe for daily reflections.